afternoon.
See you later.
Welcome to the second annual Flag Day celebration. We moved this year's celebration forward a couple of days to a Saturday to allow for more participation. I would like to thank all the participants, guests who have come this afternoon to honor the greatest symbol of democracy and freedom in the world. Oh, glory. Will the audience please rise for the posting of the color by the Corona Fire and Police Color Guard.
Mark. Order. Marks.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Base.
Now, we would like to invite Dr. James Willingham, Corona Elks Lodge 2045 Check, to the podium to give the opening invocation.
Cover, please. Almighty God, in this hour of patriotic observance of the birthday of the American flag, we ask you to bless our flag and the people of these United States. For all our flag represents, both at home and abroad, we thank thee, and throughout our history as years to come, may this flag wave as a banner of liberty, freedom, enlightenment. May this service bring to each us a sense of loyalty to our country and enable us to be better patriots, truer citizens, and more loyal Americans to thy glory and to honor this great nation. Amen.
Amen.
My name is Bob Young. I am a proud member of Corona Elks Lodge 2045 and American Legion Post number 742. I serve as the charter representative for the Lodge's Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts. Today's celebration began because I was reviewing my role and the Scouts' role in past Flag Day celebrations. Nationally, 3 agencies have been given the primary responsibility for accepting worn and damaged American flags for the proper return. They are the American Legion, the Elks, and the Boy Scouts. Traditionally, our lodge has a ceremony and retired a few flags each year. When I went into the lodge's storage area, I found box after box after box of worn and damaged flags that needed to be retired. I probably found over 300 flags. This many flags would definitely overtax my Scouts' ability to complete our assignment. So, I went to my American Legion post and proposed a joint venture to handle the problem. However, I found a similar backlog also existed there. At Easter Sunday dinner 3 years ago, I asked my son, who happens to be the Corona Fire Chief, Brian Young, for some help with a very large number of flags that needed to be burnt in the Corona Elks parking lot. He felt that wasn't the best solution. He suggested we use the fire department's burn center that was built for this type activity. At one point in my career, I was the training officer and manager of the Net 4 Fire Training Center in Anaheim that was used by 6 fire departments. My son's suggestion opened my mind to many possibilities, and the door to Corona's inaugural Flag Day ceremony was opened, and that's why we're here today. The next 2 celebrations were put on hold due to COVID restrictions. Now, I'd like to give a real brief history where Flag Day originated. In the late 19th century, a small-town Wisconsin schoolteacher was the first individual that pushed for a national Flag Day. In 1906, the Elks became the first fraternal organization to make the celebration of Flag Day mandatory in its bylaws. In 1916, the National Benevolent and Protective Order of the Elks sent a request to the United States President to create a day to honor the greatest symbol. President Woodrow Wilson signed a proclamation making June the 14th officially Flag Day. In 1947, President Harry S. Truman signed a bill making it a national holiday. At this point, I'd like to turn the flag honoring and retirement celebrations over to the event's co-chairman, Tom Sherman, who is also a fellow Elk and American Legionnaire. Like me, Tom is also a retired firefighter and a Vietnam vet. Tom, it's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Corona. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your participation here today. It is great that we all come out and celebrate the flag of our country. If we ever really take under consideration the flag of our country, and just like Bob said, the origin and what it means, it's a symbol of our freedom. It's a symbol of our country. What we take under consideration sometimes, we kind of forget about our history, forget about where our American flag came from. But if you look at our American flag, and I always like to say this, most of the events that we go to, our American flag, the symbol of our freedom, with its bright stripes and celestial stars, may we ever love and defend it. When we think about that, it brings us to a point in our life as we were young children growing up that we all learned from our parents, basically, before we were even in grammar school, the importance of what does the Pledge of Allegiance mean to all of us. So that's why we came up with the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. So if we all would like to stand, please, we will make our Pledge of Allegiance to our American flag. We can face the flag, which is at a James American Legion post. For those, please uncover. For those in uniform, for those currently in the military, currently first responder, past military, or past responder, retiree, you're able to use your hands. Okay, please repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. ABC, thank you. So all of us that kind of remember when we did start in school and learn from our parents, if you remember the first classroom, the first time you ever walked into school, there was the American flag hanging off the wall in the classroom. There was always a big picture on the wall of George Washington and Lincoln. That was eye-catching for all those young kids. It was the first day in school. There was the American flag and two large pictures of the leaders of our country at that time. So sometimes during our adulthood, as we were growing up, things kind of changed. You know, I'm just going to take a minute to read you something that really touched me. So I want to share this with everyone here today. And I'll try to make it quick. I know it's hot outside, but here we go. Listen up. It's called Your Flag, Our Flag. Hello. Remember me? Some people call me Old Glory. Others call me Star Spangled Banner. But whatever they call me, I'm your flag. The flag of the United States of America. Something has been bothering me, so I thought I might talk it over with all of you, because it is about you and me. I remember some time ago, people would light up on both sides of the street, watch the parade, and naturally, I was leading. Everyone proudly would wave and stand on the way by as I rode through the breeze. When your daddy saw me standing and coming, he immediately removed his hat and placed it over his left shoulder so that his hand would be directly over his heart. Remember that? And you and I both remember, we're standing there, straight as a soldier. You didn't have a hat, but you were giving the right salute. Remember your little sister, not to be outdone, she was saluting as the time when I would come by also. What happened? I'm still the same old flag. Oh, I've been added a few more stars and since you were a little boy, and a lot more blood has been shed, unfortunately, since those parades of long ago. But now somehow I feel as proud as I used to feel. When I come down your street, you just stand there with your hands in your pockets. You may give me a glance, and then you look away. I see children running around and shouting. They don't see what I am. They don't pay attention. I saw one man take his hat off, then looked around. He didn't see anyone else take his hat off. He quickly put his hat back on again. Is it a sin to be patriotic today? Have you forgotten what I stand for and where I have been? Anzio, Guadalcanal, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, and all the current things that are going on in our world today. Take a look at the memorial honor rolls and see those names that are patriotic to our Americans, and our Americans who gave their lives to keep this public free. When you salute me, you are actually saluting them. Well, it won't be long until I'll be coming down your street again. So when you see me, please stand straight. Place your hand over your heart, and I know that you remembered. You will be saluting me, and I will salute you back by waving. Awesome. Perfect. A lot of history and truth to it. And I didn't mean, but when I talked about Anzio and Guadalcanal in the Second World War, these gentlemen and those that are representing us here today are World War II and Korean veterans. How honorable. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very, very much. Can't get any better than this. You bring history to our American people. Thank you. So as we move on with our flag, and we'll be presenting our flag colors here in just 1 second. Here we go. After that, okay, real quick, I'm sorry, right now I would like to introduce Johnny Griffith. Please stand as he sings our patriotic song that we're going to have right now. Oops, sorry guys, I'm screwed up today. Awesome. Johnny, I will hand the microphone over to you for what you do best. Thank you, sir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare above the bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, brother. Awesome job as always. Johnny Griffith, folks. Also the originator of our Veterans Honoring Veterans here in Corona. Also a member of our Joe Dominguez Post 742. Thank you, Johnny. As we continue our Flag Day celebration, we will be acknowledging what our American flag traditionally and is really about. We just hit a couple of high points so far today, but the meaning behind what we do with our American flag, as most of you have either experienced or have seen on television, any fallen veteran, a veteran's funeral, a first responder's funeral, the importance of our American flag. As our American flag is displayed, there are certain areas that our common public, including myself, don't understand what the 13 folds are in our American flag and what we do to honor our fallen. When we go back and look, what does color mean in our flag? The red, white, and blue. What does that mean? Well, our red stands for hardness and courage. It means we're strong. The white is a symbol of our purity and innocence. And of course, the blue is the color of our village, our perseverance, and of course, our justice. Gentlemen, if you would please take your positions. As we presented the colors to you just now, that is a symbol of presenting the colors to family members of our fallen. As you can see, as they are in the process of folding our flag, there are 13 folds within the Stars and Stripes. And each fold represents part of our 13 colonies. It represents 13 parts of our folding of the American flag and what we stand for. Our first fold of our American flag is the symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veteran departing our ranks and who gave a portion of his or her life in the defense of our country to attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents a weaker nature. As American citizens trusting in God, it is to Him we turn in times of peace as well as in times of war for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country. In the words of Stephen Decker, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be one, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is for where our hearts lie. It is with our heart that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty with justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all enemies, whether they be found within or without the boundaries of our republic. The eighth fold is a tribute to one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day and honor our mother, for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is a tribute to our womanhood, for it has been through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of men and women who have made this country great and have been molded. The tenth fold is a tribute to our Father, for He too has given His sons and daughters for the defense of our country, since he or she was first born. Our 11th fold, in the eyes of Hebrew citizens, represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold, in the eyes of Christian citizens, represents the emblem of eternity and glorifies in their eyes God the Father, the Son, and Holy Ghost. The last fold. When the fold is completely full, the stars are upmost, reminding us of our national motto, in God we trust. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Give them a hand. Good job. Again, I am sorry. I want to take just a moment to acknowledge those who are really representing our great city of Corona. Please stand if you are a member of our Corona City Council, and let everybody, let you all be acknowledged and recognized. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your presence. Means a lot to everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll start with our colors. As you well know, all of our flags, all of our veterans organizations in town and other civic organizations, that when our American flag gets a little wore out, tethered, tired, ripped, we do not just roll them up, put them in a plastic bag, and then put them in the recycle. We do what we have done since the beginning in time of our nation. We retire the flag by more than one way of retiring our flag, but the most traditional one is the burning of our flag. So today, we will pick out, we have 13 flags that we're going to start with. And we're going to retire those 13 flags. Let's get ready to retire our flags. I do have one more guest that's going to sing God Bless America. I'm sorry. Yvonne Manhart, Avista Senior Living. Yvonne, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies. Let's sing this together. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, what if still there, isn't it? In spite of that will be never enough. God bless all of you, and God bless America.
I was saying earlier, we traditionally retire the colors by burning our flags. Today, our Boy Scout and Cub Scout troops are going to accommodate that for us, and we will be doing 13 flags today to start to represent the original 13 colonies in America. So as they're setting up the original 13 colonies, when we were talking about our flag, we have 7 red stripes and 6 white stripes on our American flag that represents our original 13 colonies. Our first flag that we're going to be taking over there right now will be from the first colony ever found in the United States, and that was Connecticut. That was founded in 1613. It became statehood 1788. So we can retire that first flag, Connecticut. The second flag that we will retire will be the state of Delaware. First colony founded in 1631 and became under our statehood in 1787. Our third flag to retire, Scouts are bringing up, is Georgia. Georgia was first colonized in 1732, became a state in 1768. Actually, 88. Next flag to retire will be the state of Maryland, first colonized in 1634 and became a state in 1788. Next flag to retire is New Hampshire. New Hampshire, first colonized in 1623 and also became statehood in 1788. Next flag that's going to be retired is New Jersey. New Jersey was colonized in 1660 and also became a state in 1788. The next state to be retired is the state of New York. New York was first colonized in 1624, and also the U.S. statehood was 1788 also. Next flag to retire would be from the state of North Carolina, colonized in 1663 and became a state in 1789. Our next state to retire their flag will be the state of Pennsylvania, also founded in 1682, became a state in 1787. State is Rhode Island, colonized in 1636, became a statehood in 1790. Our next state to retire their colors will be South Carolina, colonized in 1670, became a state also in 1788. Our next state to retire their colors, South Carolina, colonized in 1670, became a statehood in 1788. Their colors is Virginia. Virginia was colonized in 1607, became a state in 1788. Let's thank our scout troops and let's thank our Corona firefighters for doing a great job in retiring these 13 colors that we have. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you everybody. Another wonderful day. You made the second annual Flag Day a tremendous success. We have 15 different agencies here today, and I'm really proud to say, and it's a lot of Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up today. Next year, we hope to make it bigger and better. Next. So I wish you all a good day. Head on down to the refreshment stand, and we'll see you next year. Thank you.